2. 7 things which prevent decline in the Vajjians. Now at that time Venerable Ānanda was stood behind the Gracious One, fanning the Gracious One. Then the Gracious One addressed Venerable Ānanda, saying, "Have you heard, Ānanda, the Vajjians assemble regularly and assemble frequently?" "I have heard this, Reverend Sir. The Vajjians assemble regularly and assemble frequently." "For as long, Ānanda, as the Vajjians will assemble regularly and assemble frequently, surely growth, Ānanda, is to be expected for the Vajjians, not decline." "Have you heard this, Ānanda? The Vajjians assemble unanimously, rise unanimously, and carry out their Vajjian duties unanimously." "I have heard this, Reverend Sir, that the Vajjians assemble unanimously, rise unanimously, and carry out their Vajjian duties unanimously." "For as long, Ānanda, as the Vajjians will assemble unanimously, rise unanimously, and carry out their Vajjian duties unanimously, surely growth, Ānanda, is to be expected for the Vajjians, not decline." "Have you heard, Ānanda, the Vajjians do not establish new laws that were not established, or cut off old laws that were established, and carry on with such laws as were accepted in the ancient Vajjian constitution?" "I have heard this, Reverend Sir. The Vajjians do not establish new laws that were not established, or cut off old laws that were established, and they carry on with such laws as were accepted in the ancient Vajjian constitution." "For as long, Ānanda, as the Vajjians do not establish new laws that were not established, or cut off old laws that were established, and they carry on with such laws as were accepted in the ancient Vajjian constitution, surely growth, Ānanda, is to be expected for the Vajjians, not decline." "Have you heard, Ānanda, the Vajjians honour the elders of the Vajjians, respect, revere, worship, and think them worth listening to?" "I have heard this, Reverend Sir. The Vajjians honour the elders of the Vajjians, respect, revere, worship, and think them worth listening to." "For as long, Ānanda, as the Vajjians will honour the elders of the Vajjians, respect, revere, worship, and think them worth listening to, surely growth, Ānanda, is to be expected for the Vajjians, not decline." "Have you heard, Ānanda, the Vajjians do not coerce and force their women and girls to dwell with them against their will?" "I have heard this, Reverend Sir. The Vajjians do not coerce and force their women and girls to dwell with them against their will." "For as long, Ānanda, as the Vajjians will not coerce and force their women and girls to dwell with them against their will, surely growth, Ānanda, is to be expected from the Vajjians, not decline." "Have you heard, Ānanda? The Vajjians honour the Vajjian shrines amongst the Vajjians, both within and without the city, respect, revere, and worship them, and do not allow the righteous sacrifices that were formerly given, formerly made, to be neglected?" "I have heard this, Reverend Sir. The Vajjians honour the Vajjian shrines among the Vajjians, both within and without the city, respect, revere, and worship them, and do not allow the righteous sacrifices that were formerly given, formerly made, to be neglected." "For as long, Ānanda, as the Vajjians will honour the Vajjian shrines amongst the Vajjians, both within and without the city, respect, revere, and worship them, and do not allow the righteous sacrifices that were formerly given, formerly made, to be neglected, surely growth, Ānanda, is to be expected for the Vajjians, not decline." "Have you heard, Ānanda? The Vajjians have made good arrangements in regard to the lawful protection, safety, and guarding of the worthy ones, so that worthy ones in the future can enter the realm, and having entered, the worthy ones can live comfortably in the realm?" "I have heard this, Reverend Sir. The Vajjians have made good arrangements in regard to the lawful protection, safety, and guarding of the worthy ones, and that the worthy ones in the future can enter the realm, and having entered, the worthy ones can live comfortably in the realm." "For as long, Ānanda, as the Vajjians will make good arrangements in regard to the lawful protection, safety, and guarding of the worthy ones, and that the worthy ones in the future can enter the realm, and having entered, the worthy ones can live comfortably in the realm, surely growth, Ānanda, is to be expected for the Vajjians, not decline. Then the Gracious One addressed the Magadhan chief minister, the Brahmin Vasakara, saying, "At one time, Brahmin, I was living near Vaisali, near to the Sarandata shrine, and there I taught the Vajjians these 7 things which prevent decline. For as long, Brahmin, as the Vajjians maintain these 7 things which prevent decline, and the Vajjians agree with these 7 things which prevent decline, surely growth, Brahmin, is to be expected for the Vajjians, not decline." After this was said, the Magadhan chief minister, the Brahmin Vasakara, addressed the Gracious One, saying, "If the Vajjians, dear Gotama, were endowed with even one or the other of these 7 things which prevent decline, surely growth is to be expected, not decline. What to say about having 7 things which prevent decline? The Vajjians cannot be overcome, dear Gotama, by the Magadhan king Ajatasattu, the son of Lady Wisdom, by war, but only through diplomacy, or through the breaking of the alliance. And now, dear Gotama, we shall go, as we have many duties, and there is much which ought to be done. Now is the time, Brahmin, for whatever you are thinking." Then the Magadhan chief minister, the Brahmin Vasakara, after greatly rejoicing and gladly receiving this word of the Gracious One, rose from his seat and departed.